Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. It is Monday evening. It's called Thank God It's Monday. A lot of people may not agree with that as a name for the show. And now, because one person complained that every time the show starts, I drink water, I make sure that I drink water when the show starts. I love to piss the people off who get caught up in small foolishness. Anyway. How was your Monday? Was it good? Yeah? I'm feeling a little music-y. Last night we didn't have no big set of music. Last night was just cat piss and leather. Last night was just hit it. We had plenty things to deal with. We have plenty things to deal with still. I really feeling this song right now. Let me take it. Inside the engine. Tell them what you are now.
Get the tenors rolling, people on the floor. Hear the get up and grumble, and the crowd in a uproar. All of a sudden, everything just out of chill, everything just on to a standstill. The crowd started to skate. We're on with the band. It wasn't wrong with the iron gonna fall because the vibration was very well in. When the iron fall, it humbled the band. And everything started to crawl, everything started to fall, and the truth was plenty. The engine room is down the way that's caused the bacchanal. The pan is the body, but the rhythm is harder the thing. The engine room, that is the solar carnival. Oh, it damn well say, if you iron good, you escape.
You hear? If you iron good, you escape.
Check your grandmother, the neighbor next door. If the times didn't change up, or now we'd still be in the war. That was the same one who put out your mother because she was in love with a fine man. She used to open the church door
Just a prayer on the head.
now she goes into the neighbor next door. Oh, my granddaughter beats for a steel man. If it wasn't for you, girl, your daddy would have been so dread. But when you see her in the pain, you just have to take a pain and take it out on the street.
David Rudder had a way with words. When he used to assemble this song, he said, check your grandmother with the neighbor next door. If times didn't change up, or now we'd still be in big war. That is the same woman who put out your mother because she was in love with a pan man. If it wasn't for you, girl, your daddy would have been so dread. Your lyrics now, man.
The engine room is down the way that peace made frustration. Nearly every old pan man could tell you that the state laws was on laws. Yes, the engine room is the healing of the nation. Sometimes I just spend lash at the bloody thing just because, you know. Down in the engine, there's only iron in the head. There's scratching and scratching. They have the drummer itching to be well bred. The cover and I blows, we belt and blows. I'm sorry for the drum skin. We are rolling backward. May I have a by the head. 2, 3, cowbell man, the bell in the hand, and a cassa man pumping. Well, you can't ask for more. But maybe our next drum a best. And we could go all day as the band play and the people feeling sweet.
The engine room that he's talking about now, when you see a steel band, and it is, listener, it is not literal, but you could take it literal. But he's trying to describe that the steel band that you hear, it don't beat without the rhythm that come in from down in the engine. And he's telling you what make up the engine and why they're there. Listen to the song now.
The engine room, Lord, it could go on forever. See them jump and dance, give yourself a chance in the heat. Yes, the engine room, it could never never die, never. Because it's 9 months before the make me check out she had beat. So I want a hard realization, so I can prove up the nation. We gonna let them know they could never stop the drum. When people feeling the adoption, and they show the reaction. Now give me them something to show them where they're coming from. Yes, Korean white man, become the sun slave. Somebody go and call Francis Wickham, tell him we ready to wail. But we Muhammad with the bell, like our resident Rasta from the coast. They love the gallery, so I want them up on the ground. Go down Carron Street, get them, go down, then bring back their toys. Then can't get away, look, go and get them scammed. But when you see we get together, brother, they go be cactus and pepper, right?
That's it. Cactus and pepper when we get together.
Engine room, it's not the way that's how we bacchanal. All the jamming and the jamming and the jamming and the jamming and the jam of carnival. Engine room, it's not the way that start up everything. Them boy you damn well say if you iron go you is king.
Them boy did well say if your iron good you is king. Every time you bounce up a sycophant from a political party, all they want to do is ramage and attack me, the great PEAP. They want to attack me because they can't attack Pep. They can't attack Pep's policies and they can't defend their party. So the only thing left is to attack Philip Alexander. And that's cool. I skin like leather. I have a problem with that. Because when you speak, I listen to what you're not saying. Sometimes I ask a question and the fellas go quiet. I tell a guy today, slow your roll, friend. He posts we have a little group called Pep Voice of the People. And he went and he get our group and he show and he copy and paste that it have like 3,000 followers. And I watching the team trying to get him man to understand that he talking foolishness and he digging in. So I went and take Facebook stats and I bring it. Past 2 months, we got 1,090,000 likes, brother. And between the Progressive Empowerment Party page, my profile and my fan page, we have 100,000 followers. So slow your roll. He disappeared. The sycophantic fringe is shrinking. They are getting smaller and smaller and more desperate. They're fighting on all sides. They're aiming wide. They don't know who is friend and who is enemy. Everybody now looking to eat. Everybody looking to feed. And everything that's going on in red and ready and yellow and steady smelling stink. It fetid, it dank, it nasty. Nobody outside of the racist, corrupt bunch could defend what's going on there. So they've lost any hold that they had. Somebody asked me tonight, she said, the country's waking up. I said, listen, the controllers of the country that have been raping Trinidad and Tobago since independence, that controlled the parties, are never ever going to say that the PLM and the UNC is one organization. They're two distinct organizations. But they're two bands of easily manipulated fools. They're puppets to the people on top. This is a country where two political parties put drug lords in big positions in the country. So they can't separate them. What they do is, you put 10 million in the PNM and you put 10 million in the UNC. Either way, you're getting back 40, 50 million. And that's how they play. That's how they started. So then you find, as you go along, families would put a Gillette in the PNM and a Gillette in the UNC, and a Montano in the PNM and a Montano in the UNC, and like that. Just to say, we represented. But there are other people who are not just looking for representation. There are other people who are looking for control. Those people deal with the inner circle of the UNC and the inner circle of the PNM, finance their corrupt and diseased lives and their excesses. They know where the bodies are buried. That is why when Manning was summoned to West Moorings and Goodwood Park to be fired, He couldn't say, well, miss me with your bullshit, and the Prime Minister of the country couldn't say that. Because all of the information about who he was living with in Hyatt while breakfasts was home alone would have come out. And he couldn't afford that. Because in this country, the criminality runs deep. We call it a cancer. Cancer invades your body and touches every cell. That's how they behave. And there's only one political organization that they're not involved with. They can't touch us. In fact, we are exposing them by the day. So far, 50% of the regional corporations have shed light on the fact that neither Kiss Baking Company or its alias, also known as Quailo Baking Industries, have ever been given permission to vend on the nation's roads, byways, highways, streets, sidewalks. No regional corporation, nobody with the authority to, has told Kiss Baking Company. So that means that the board of directors and the marketing team and the management of Kiss Baking Company conspired to break this nation's laws on a national level and to take desperate and hungry people and put them in danger. That's what Kiss did. That's what Kiss Baking Company did. So now that the Progressive Empowerment Party has exposed Kiss Baking Company and their machinations and their criminality, now all of the CEOs of the regional corporations are giving their municipal police officers instructions. Deal with Kiss Baking Company. So when it made news that in this community and that constituency police pass and pick up the hop straight, know that all the time before, neither the PNM nor the UNC gave a damn where the law of the land was concerned. Neither party. And that begs a question. Are they then ignorant of law breaking, which is one problem, or are they complicit and co-conspirators with the lawbreakers? Another problem. One is misbehavior in public office. One is rank incompetence for which you should vacate public office. And both are reasons to fire them. Today we learned that the gateway to America for cocaine from South America is Florida, Port of Spain, Dominican Republic. That's the channel. We learned that today. But of course, national security has known this for about a decade. National security has not taken any action to close Port of Spain off from Venezuela as a corridor for cocaine to America. And again, I'm asking the PNM and I'm asking the United National Basdio, Pande, Kamla, Pasad, Bisesa, Mekela, Sakmaraj, all the bunch of you, Congress, did you know all the while drugs were being found in the country, did it not dawn on you to go to the Ministry of National Security and pick up the documents that have been compiled since the 90s about how to secure the nation's borders? Why, Kamala, didn't you do it? Why is Keith Rowley, almost 3 years in office, still not doing it? And these questions every single citizen have to ask. Kamala, why didn't you deal with Kiss Baking Company, breaking the national law? Keith Rowley, why didn't you? Why did it take the Progressive Empowerment Party to tell Norman Sabga, Ansa McCall, and Carib Brewing Company that they had a responsibility to the people of Mount Lambert, Mount Hope, Charfleur, and the environs for their gas leak? Why it took the Progressive Empowerment Party that is not yet in government to deal with that, to deal with Carib, to bring Norman Sabga out his house, to make him account for it? Why didn't the opposition do its job? Why didn't the government? What is going on? Why didn't either of them deal with Kiss Bacon Company? Why is neither of them addressing the issue of the failure of the ambulance service? Why neither the PNM nor the UNC is dealing with the fact that the banks have gone rogue, so that citizens do not get interest on their money? They are now charged a fee for the banks holding their money. Why is it that neither the PNM nor the UNC, the government nor the opposition, have spoken about regulating the financial sector? Why was it possible for CLICO and CL Financial to run into debt to the tune of $25,000 million? Where was the supervisor of insurance? Where was the central bank governor? Who were the ministers of health, ministers of finance, when that was allowed to take place? Where were the prime ministers? Was the country on autopilot? When CLICO collapsed and rocked its titanic red ass on the treasury of Trinidad and Tobago, why weren't people brought to justice? Why wasn't the entire accounting committee of CLICO and CL Financial jailed? Why isn't Dupre and company sitting next to Madoff and Sandiford? Why not? Why hasn't the PNM or the UNC done anything of value for this country? We have estimated, and we have facts and figures, to run 41 24/7 accident and emergencies. We have one casualty. Today, Abigail Sinanan had to post that people are suffering in St. James Infirmary, and a woman who went with a child who had a bust chin, they tell her the only place for children in the country is Mount Hope. But how could that be? Because we're spending $5 billion and the only place to stitch a child chin is Mount Hope? How is that possible? Where is the government? Where is the opposition? Why is the news media bullshitting the people with hijab nonsense when these issues are affecting the people day in and day out? What is going on in the Royal Imperial Majestic Banana Republic of do what the hell you like land? What? Kamala, Kitos, Basdeo, Michaela. Why are we not addressing these issues? Regulations of the financial sector would make rules where fees and charges are concerned, would dictate the interest rates that have to be paid on depositors' funds. By doing that, you would force these same banks to lend that money out, to make that money back. And by forcing them to lend that money out, there would be credit in the economy for business to develop, prosper, and grow. So all of our people wouldn't be slaves to one company, so that all of our people could have a chance to maximize their potential. That to become something, you wouldn't have to escape Trinidad and Tobago. But that is what happens now. Because the PNM and the UNC have fronted greedy deviants, business people who have organized themselves into criminal gangs and who have set upon this country like parasites. And you are not going to change that by voting in and voting out two sides of the same cancerous, racist, bandit clan. You are not going to solve it. If the PNM was going to fix the roads of this nation, it would have happened under Manning. Rowley would have started his first year. I understand that there was a news report carried in China, of all places, that said in the past decade, China has purchased, imported from Trinidad and Tobago $450 million US worth of pitch from Labray. But we can't find that on any ledger. We have been asking, the Progressive Empowerment Party is the reason everybody talking Pitch Lake now. And we have been asking, where is that money? Where is it? And now we have a figure to look for. And we look through the accounting documents of the budgets, and there is no line item called sale of pitch. So I am asking Colin Imbert and Larry Hawaii, where is that money? I understand that the 10 barges parked up in the Columbus Channel, no, DDI, they park up in DDI, are paying $100,000 a month to park there. But that's not going in the treasury. Who's getting that money? And all of this is the people's money. The pitch, that, all of it. So when Colin is coming to further rape the people and tax them for their homes, listen to this. The Progressive Empowerment Party put it in office. We will, with immediate effect, abolish that mad-ass property tax. We stand for a real estate tax that allows the first primary home of the family to exist in this wealthy nation tax-free. The second property you own will attract a tax, and that will escalate. And the reason for that is to force all of the cocaine and corruption money that is hiding in real estate out. Because if you sit on 20 houses, by the time you reach 10, you'll be paying the state the full value of the house every year. So it ain't gonna be worth your while. Sell it. Because there are a lot of people in this country that own 50, 100, 200 properties and can't account for it. They can't explain how they own Sinclair and Fairways. Buy it up. Buy it up. How do they account for it? But you can't know that, because the people that you think that you've elected to be in charge and deal with that, you've elected from the bandits, among the bandits, to oversee the bandits, and the only people losing in that equation is you. It's you. Trinidad and Tobago, we have estimated that to run 41 accident and emergencies, Trinidad has one now, but to run 41 24/7 accident and emergency clinics complete with minor surgery suite, we estimate $1.2 billion. That will take care of 90% of public health concerns in Trinidad and Tobago. The other 10%, we own some hospitals. Those hospitals may have to be sold, privatized. One or two will have to be kept as teaching hospitals to earn their living and to keep them maintained, so rats and pigeons don't live in the OR. And we will need those for bigger issues, where people have to go into the hospital for 2 and 3 months, where people have to have kidney transplant and heart transplant, and where people need radiation and chemotherapy and all of that. So we will have to keep Port of Spain, San Fernando, Scarborough, and staff them for that. And that's a different thing. And that's the last 10%. Because the 41 health centers that contain accident and emergency dedicated ambulances, $1.2 billion to maintain those 3 hospitals. Can't cost more than the next billion. That's $2.2 billion. We spent 5. We've spent $50 billion in the last 10 years. And we can't understand where that money goes. Because our public health is bullshit. Nobody wants to go to a public hospital unless they have no choice. Maxi Coffee, roller skating in Washington, and will do anything in his power to not have to be on life support in Mount Hope. Because a pigeon might land on his head and make a nest in his helmet. And that's the truth. But if you had a government that made sure that public health operated at the highest level of professionalism, first world service, and then you could make a law that all public servants and their families, including President, Prime Minister, opposition leader, every minister and MP, must use public health. All of a sudden, the debates in the parliament and in the cabinet will stop being about who bullying who and who have roti in the drawers, and it will come down to how do we get this healthcare thing to work, because I want to get sick and end up in a rat mess. And the same applies for traffic, because if you take away the blue lights from those who have the authority and the responsibility to solve traffic, if you stick them in the traffic, they will dedicate themselves to fixing it. But we don't do that. We take the people who have the authority and the responsibility for fixing traffic and we part the roads for them. So everybody and their brother could get a blue lights and a siren, and if you're not elected, haul your mother ass. That has to change. I want to see a cabinet where people come in late and the Minister of Health and the Minister of Tourism cussing the Minister of Transport because, brother, it's traffic for so. This is a country where an accident happens on a highway regularly in the same spot between Gasparillo and Claxton Bay, and that accident backs traffic up in 2 directions for hours. I've sat in it about 3 times in either direction, so I know. This is not a country that understands how to manage traffic. When you look at New York City or China or London, you would see that there is a traffic management place where there are screens and cameras looking at the freaking roads. Looking at, oh, look at accident there. There were accidents so, send to record, talk down. Nobody stand up in the road looking for wheel spanner to mark tire, waiting for police. That's done. It's recorded. It's recorded. The entire accident, who was right, who was wrong, and there is a minute and a second and a microsecond timer. They come and remove the obstacles immediately. What they do in some developed countries is they come and they erect this green screen around the accident, blocking you who is driving by from rubbernecking and causing traffic. That's how a developed nation works. In Trinidad, but we can stand up there and talk shit. A police officer lost her life talking shit while an accident was going on and somebody coming down the road slammed into her. We put lives in danger. We do not have management happening in the cabinet or the parliament because we've elected them as royalty. We tell them dress up pretty and come and make an ass of yourself, stunt for the camera. So when Colin climb up on the shoebox he's hold under the chair in the parliament to talk and talk ratted bullshit, the media that is paid to spin propaganda will broadcast that nonsense and not ask a single question and not follow it up when it is proven publicly that it is a lie. Eric Williams tried to blight the people and said, we are 9-day people. But Eric Williams, you are a dirty deceiver and a nasty son of a bitch. You knew what you were doing in your socialist experiment because the Jamet of St. Vincent Street and the whore of Independence Square, the Guardian and the Express was in your pocket. And you knew that you could control public opinion by controlling public information. So that all you had to do is Alensky them. All you had to do is shock doctrine them. All you had to do when they asking where the money from the pitch is bust a hole by the lighthouse and back up traffic for 72 hours. And let that be the story. So we forget about pitch. All you have to do on this 64 by 20 mile island is keep the people off balance, hustling, hungry and tired, and you could do what the hell you like. That has to change. That has to change. Social media has created an opportunity for the people to wake up and speak out. They no longer have to wait for 7 o'clock for the news. That's just old people thing. They no longer have to wait for the papers to print. That's old people thing. The rest of the country, I want to say old people, because I have people on my Facebook in their 70s who just call me, text me, WhatsApp me, hey, you're running late, brother. So I know, when I say old people, I'm talking about the dodderers. The dodderers who ain't coming out and vote. The rest of the country, they get the news before the news media get the news. Ironically, CNC3, out of money, fire everybody and create a thing called iMedia. Because they're asking you when you see it and you're going and post it on social media, post it on CNC3 too so they can be relevant. Because CNC3 have nobody to dispatch to anywhere anymore. It's over. And that creaking that you're hearing is the coming collapse of one Caribbean media, Massy Media, and Sabga News Network. It's about to collapse. When the rats leave a sinking ship, when Samson Nanton, Dominic Kalipasar, and Shelly Das gone, you know, the ship's sinking. It's a matter of time. Right now, inside Guardian Media, they have a little Sabga boy and about 3 employees. I don't know who running one Caribbean Media. The last time I went for that Jackass interview about Jackass Browley with Fazir, the last time I went there that morning, there were 2 security guards, one by the gate, one by the door. And when I got upstairs into the news pit, there was nobody. There was a little intern who came and showed me to the studio. You could fit everything that's happening in Guardian, Express, TV6 and CNC3 in a maxi taxi right now. Sorry about that, I forgot to put the phone on silent. You could fit everything that is going on in Guardian, Express, CNC3, TV6 in a 20-seater maxi taxi and still have seats left over. It's done. It's done. And the mocking pretenders, the oligarchs who have been using Trinidad's treasury as a laundry, are scared to death of the advent of a progressive empowerment party. They pegged some money behind some stunters called PACT. That didn't work. They put Louis Hart on 9-5 to try and take Philip audience. That didn't work. They tried it with little Akash Samaru. 3 jokes later and a wet diaper, Akash Samaru has nothing to say. There is nothing to replace the Progressive Empowerment Party. You could come and do and say what you want to do and what you want to say. Our policies are first world. And the people in the Progressive Empowerment Party, they're waiting. They're waiting to do the job. We are going to introduce into public health in Trinidad and Tobago something called nurse practitioners who will run those 41 medical healthcare centers. And neither the PNN nor the UNC thought to do that. And if you hear the words nurse practitioner in Trinidad, no, the Tiffin and XP. And we have the head right now of our whole medical team is a nurse practitioner. And she is guiding the process. And you will see a country where public health is within 4 to 5 minutes of any person in any emergency. That's where we are. That's where we are. And the oligarchs who have been benefiting from stealing public funds through healthcare are panicking. Because we're going to expose them. And we're going to bring to justice all of these people who have stolen public funds and public property. I don't care if you stamp it with the legality of 15 lawyers and a justice of the peace. If fundamentally the matter, the agreement is not correct, we will break it. We will undo it and redo it. You cannot divest the people's property at your behest to your friends and financiers at terms that suit you. Do not sell Petrotrin or National Gas Company yet. Make sure it is transparent, make sure it is public, make sure it is global, because if you don't, we will undo that transaction. I am telling Trinidad and Tobago, all of the things that you see them building on fertile farmland, we will rent backhoe and bulldozer to remove them. We need to be food self-sufficient, independent. We need our farmers working, growing food, feeding our people. So Hadco can't stunt that they're making ice cream. Why Trinidadians not making ice cream? Why only Robert Haddad and family? Why every business in this country now have to be one group? Why they have nobody else who could access some credit, some finance, and open an ice cream factory too? Why? Tell me now. Because the half Syrian side of me scratching. Is everybody else in the country baby? Flavorite, run their business for decades and only close them down for credit and foreign exchange. How is it so easy for some businesses? I ask the question all the time. I am watching overnight successes while the real people who are capable have no hope, have no opportunity. We have a problem. Trinidad and Tobago stink to the core. And I'm telling you something. We will level that playfield. And who vexed loss? It is time for every creed and race in this country to have an equal place in everything. This is not a real country. We don't even play one on TV. We don't even pretend anymore. How could every coffee shop be owned by one group? 3 brands, one group? How could every brand of spaghetti in the grocery be owned by one group? I'm trying to understand what it is we're trying to do. Is it that we're trying to enslave the population? Is that what they're trying to do? Because all the attacks against Philip Edward Alexander is to keep this information from being discussed at your level. But you're supposed to take this and discuss it with everybody else. The stunting of this economy have to stop. We need everybody to have the same chance as Hadco to make ice cream. We need everybody to have the same chance as Kiss to bake bread. We need that. And until you level that playfield and make every citizen of this country equal by equality and equity, you are living a lie. And we can't continue that way. We can't continue that way.
We
Kamla bullshit, Michaela and Basdeo nonsense, the little people of Mova, Bitam, Lavantel and Silot deserve a chance. The sugar cake, the tolong, the korma, the papa balls, we need to export that to the world. Those people who invent the homemade ice cream that we're going and stunt in Diamond Vale to make, we need to take it back to them. We need to give the people of this country a chance and a hope so that everybody could come out of the madness that they're living in. We have generations of people cycling in poverty because there is nothing for them to hold on to. And then we, who have a little luck, a little opportunity, a little chance at life, pissing down on them, blaming and shaming them, and saying if they wanted it, they'd get up and get. If hard work used to make you money, every mother living in Mova, Bitam, Lavantel and Silots would have been in the 1% tonight.
The little red silk is not the true friend. The blue one have to extra note on the end. So I tag on the covers, now they take it to hell. But look where we reach. Well, I hear a madman born. As he spread out on the wall, he said, this is it, this is it, this is it, I've been hit. No time to give up, brother, no time to quit. But the chant of a madman, with the sail from a straight line, the chant of the madman is the only salvation. I said the chant of a madman, in the sail from a straight line, the chant of the madman is the only salvation. Anyway, you tell somebody chanting the weed.
Vote for we and we will set you free.
Somebody promising natural law.
Fly like a yogi, end all the war.
Seek inner peace.
End all the pain. The same woman promising to go down again.
Somebody promising to run all the bread. Somebody pushing a world-class head. Somebody clean out the weed well fast.
But somebody letting the cocaine pass. How could you have a country so damaged internally, deliberate and by design, and the people of the country sit dumbstruck? How? How are they not standing up? Because when I stand up, it is to say, I don't care what you think your power is. I know what is right, and I know the law. And the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago is extremely clear. And all of the people of this country supposed to have the same access to the same chances in school, in healthcare, in banks, in security, in home ownership, in cost of living. We're supposed to have everybody. Listen, if you want to be a sufferer and you do that by choice, I don't mind. But I don't want to consign whole sections of my country to sufferation by design. That I have a problem with. And it seems to me that the country has become that. We've become that country. The country that became a republic in 1976, that became independent in 1962, that has as its constitution the following. Whereas the people of Trinidad and Tobago have affirmed that the nation of Trinidad and Tobago is founded upon principles that acknowledge the supremacy of God, faith in fundamental human rights and freedoms, the position of the family in a society of free men and free institutions, the dignity of the human person, and the equal and inalienable rights with which all members of the human family are endowed by their Creator. Whereas the people of Trinidad and Tobago respect the principles of social justice and therefore believe that the operation of the economic system, our country, our finance system, our economy, that the operation of the economic system should result in the material resources of the community being so distributed as to subserve the common good. That there should be adequate means of livelihood for all. That labor should not be exploited or forced by economic necessity to operate in inhumane conditions, but there should be opportunity for advancement on the basis of recognition of merit, ability, and integrity. Now, you tell me where in Trinidad and Tobago does that exist? You tell me. You tell me. I want my detractors and my haters. I want the sycophants and the PLM and the UNC followers to show me that in Trinidad and Tobago. I'm waiting. Because if you could show me that, if you could show me equality in our society, if you could show me a paved roads, I'm done. Whereas the people of Trinidad and Tobago have asserted their belief in a democratic society in which all persons may, to the extent of their capacity, play some part in the institutions of the national life and thus develop and maintain due respect for lawfully constituted authority. Whereas the people of Trinidad and Tobago recognize that men and institutions remain free only when freedom is founded upon respect for moral and spiritual values and the rule of law. On the 1st of August, 1976, we enshrined into law this Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago that says, as its header, this is the first and most important part of the entire Constitution. What I have just read precedes the Parliament. It precedes the President. It precedes the Prime Minister. It is above all. It recognizes the authority of the people first. Whereas the people of Trinidad and Tobago desire that their constitution should enshrine the above-mentioned principles and beliefs and make provision for ensuring the protection in Trinidad and Tobago of fundamental human rights and freedom. That is the supreme law of Trinidad and Tobago. That is what every law and every institution of state is founded on. It cannot exist if it confounds or acts without accordance with that. We have a constitution that is more important than every single public official and the posts that they hold. The Progressive Empowerment Party tells you without a shadow of a doubt, we know that we can undo and redo every single thing in this country. Our manifesto is called Reboot the Republic. If the police service does not work, undo it and redo it. If the justice system and the courts is not working, undo it and redo it. The Constitution is the foundation. We could break everything down to the foundation and start it over. This is what a supreme law is. This is what we have. And this is our responsibility as people to stand together and to say, I want a country that sounds like what that Constitution says. I want a country where all men are free. I want a country where the rights and freedoms enshrined in the Constitution are protected. And those rights and freedoms I want to read to you now, because this is part 1, chapter 1. The recognition and protection of fundamental human rights and freedoms. And you need to hear this. So don't go away. It is hereby recognized and declared that in Trinidad and Tobago they have existed and shall continue to exist without discrimination by reason of race, origin, color, religion, or sex. The following fundamental human rights and freedoms, namely, the right of the individual to life, liberty, security of the person, and enjoyment of property, and the right not to be deprived thereof except by due process of law. The right of the individual to equality before the law and the protection of the law. The right of the individual to respect for his private and family life. The right of the individual to equality of treatment from any public authority in the exercise of any functions. The right to join political parties and to express political views. The right of a parent or guardian to provide a school of his own choice for the education of his child award. Freedom of movement, freedom of conscience and religious belief and observance, freedom of thought and expression, freedom of association and assembly, and freedom of the press. And the freedom of the press is last for a reason, because more important than state-sponsored propaganda is the rights and freedoms of the citizen, the individual, the Trinidadian and Tobagonian. Their rights are more important than any other right in the society. And the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, the supreme law, says so. Yeah? Tell me, is that the country we live in? Yes, Curtis C. Prasad, the executive needs to be separated from the legislature. I'll go you one step further. The president's office needs to be abolished. The Senate needs to be abolished. Local government needs to be abolished. Cabinet needs to be reduced. Parliament's supposed to be self-correcting. We need 41 constituency boards of supervisors that brings the power of government back into the hands of the people. We need to ensure that all works and all funds spent inside each constituency come from and to people that come from and live within those constituencies. That's how you bring politics back down and government back down to the hands of the people. That's where we need to be. Are we there? Trinidad and Tobago who have been forced to flee the land of their birth, who are living in another man's land and missing home, I apologize. I apologize that it took us so long to mount the rescue, but the rescue is here. I am asking each and every one of you to get involved. This is a collaboration, a collective effort. What we have to fight is going to require all hands on deck. We, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, have to set aside considerations like race and religion division, and we need to pull together as one people under one flag. The Progressive Empowerment Party has that as a slogan for a reason, because if we do not unite ourselves, they will continue to divide us and succeed, because that has been the plan all along. Divide and prosper. And it has worked for them for 56 years. It is time to undo even that. It is time to bring all of our different people together. All the magnificent hues and colors and sizes and heights and beliefs and varying ideologies and philosophies. Bring all of us together and wrap us in the red, white, and black. It is time for Trinidad and Tobago to really ascend the world stage as a real nation with a real vision. We have plans. We have plans. Food self-sufficiency as a national goal. Diversification of the economy. Full diversification within 10 years. A national goal. First world healthcare for all. That is a national goal. Quality, prestige education for all. That is a national goal. Home ownership for all, even minimum wage earners. That is a national goal. And to transform the minimum wage into a living wage. Those are real goals. Neither the PNM nor the UNC have ever stood up and enunciated for you a clear way forward. That's the way forward. You deal with that. Crime considerations will take care of themselves. Once you give the people hope and opportunity, you could get out of their way. Of course, we will secure the nation's borders and shut it down tight. So no more drug trafficking and illegal guns and illegal immigrants storming through the country at their whim. We will now have a properly functional and operational country. But that should have been the plan all along. Government should never have been for sale to the highest bidder. It never should have been every man for himself. And that is how it was left to be for far too long. But the Progressive Empowerment Party is here. And it is calling, it is a clarion call to all the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, wherever in the world you might be. It is time to come together and rescue our country. It is time to unite in the common cause. We, one people under one flag.
Your vote will decide our destiny. Your vote will decide what you want to be. Your vote can protect our country's faith. But use it well before it's too late. If it is that who you're voting, crazy or not out. When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the prove it to be your equal amount. When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the time is now, that change must come about. Just as how you vote them in, vote them out. Register and vote them out. If they don't see, vote them out. State your finger and vote them out. Show them no mercy, vote them out. Vote them out with total scorn. Let's put our country together again. Put them out of power. Dominate their reign. Let's put our country together again.
It is time for a national mission to unite all the people, to get us to a place where all of our people share in the bounty of this blessed paradise. It is time to reposition Trinidad and Tobago where it should have been in the first place, a leader of nations. Trinidad and Tobago was born to be captain of all. It looks at everything that stands among it. Trinidad and Tobago rises head and shoulders above them. We don't have that now. Why? Look around. Look at what you've put in government. Look at your parliament. Tell me.
If for 30 years you vote in the bill, and these only tears as soon as they win, they give you big words and enslave your soul, promising you roads and giving bottles. If they are the reason why the economy would sprout, when you're voting, vote them out, vote them out. If it is the passing laws that them alone can float, when you're voting,
need you to buy out all the tickets. I want friends of the party to contact me and buy 20 tickets, buy 40 tickets. We only have 1,000 tickets, but I think we've sold some already. Buy tickets and give tickets away. It is only $60. It is a fundraiser for the party. It is a real good line, the 30th of June at Stanmore. Come and line with us. Come and get to know the Progressive Empowerment Party, the team. Come and meet them on a personal level. Come and involve yourself in our conversation. Come and join the Orange family. That is what it's for. We are planning to do things that fund this party internally. So when the rest of them can't answer for the deep pocket finances, we will, if we have to wash car and barbecue. We're telling you plain, we need your assistance. We need your help. We need to put this country together again, and to do that, it has to be all hands on deck. You are seeing the level of commitment of the people of the Progressive Empowerment Party. It's no joke. In 16 months, we've had 16 national public meetings. We've had 47 weekly meetings, get to know, meet and greet sessions at Stanmore that we have every single Saturday. We led 2 national protests, and we have one coming soon. We are the party that are bringing power of government back into the hands of people without even being in government. You deserve better. We deserve better. We deserve a better nation. To get first world healthcare and prestige education for everybody, the way to do that is to vote out the PNM and UNC and put into power a political organization dedicated to those ideals. It is not enough to rent a room and assemble the has-beens and the expendables and take Guardian front page photos and say a new party is here. That is not a party. That is not a party. That is a bully to get a position for Michaela in the UNC. They may even brave enough to step outside and form a real party. That is a stunt. That is bullshit. And don't get caught up with that nonsense. Come and join the only real political vehicle in this country dedicated to rebuilding Trinidad and Tobago to the level that it was born to be. This is your party, the People's Party. Red, white, black, green, and every shade in between. Come and see for yourself who owns the Progressive Empowerment Party. Come and see what makes it tick. Come and sit down among us. You will see how quickly you never want to leave. This is the truth. This is the time. This is the reason. We have the length and the inclination. The Progressive Empowerment Party is the hope of the nation. You need to come and be a part of that. We need your help. We need to join. We need you to assist. We need you to join teams, lead teams, bring your ideas, bring your expertise to the advisory council who is building out all of our policies and getting them ready for government. Come and add yourself to that. We need funding. If you are in a fortunate position and you could give $100 a month, $1,000 a month, a lump sum of $12,000, we need all of that. We're building our own media. We're creating shows. Look at the amount of information the Progressive Empowerment Party puts out into the public conversation that has changed the national narrative. You want a better country? The time is now. This is the party, the place, 19 Stanmore Avenue. This Saturday at noon, we meet again. Come and join us. outpouring of messages of support in my inbox, and I am loving everyone. I can't answer all. I'm loving them. And to the staff of Cipriani Boulevard McDonald's who are in fear for their lives. Owners of that company, they are asking for security. Give them some security. Their manager was shot dead in front of them. Have a heart. Together again.
People must come first, citizens by right. None of we are worse, yellow, black or white. Who shall there applause, free movement and speech. A garden that grows, and one law for each. If it is that injustice is what they always show, when you're voting, vote them up, vote them up. If it is that avarice,
the song's so perfect, it's so sweet to the members. So every time a troll pass, you don't get distracted by them. And if you want somebody blocked, just go to their profile, take the information, send it to me as a private message, and we will look it up real quick. You don't have to beat up. You don't have to fight up. Leave them alone. Change has to come, you see, and they're afraid for it. They're afraid change come in. And change must come. Yeah? Tell them. So that's it for me tonight. I'm going to have to encourage you to come out this Saturday. We really need you to come and join the party and to get involved. Come and help us. And buy your tickets.
If you can look as far as I see, within this great land we call TNT, there's birds and bees, rivers and seas, pretty woman bringing man to their knees. Treasures of this blessed land we always neglect like ISO and pan. I find it so strange the way we arrange. Still this nation don't know how to change. To some change it might just mean a new car. Change could mean less than $1. To most change have this nice scent we usually get from the government. You see, change is something we always say, but every time we change things remain the same way. Things keep getting worse and worse, so this is what I propose. Let's change the change for a better nation. Change the change for all foundations. Change the change so that we could say that this nation yeah, came from quite down there. I say change the change within the school systems. Stop changing ministers and change what we teach them. But things won't change despite all we do if change doesn't start with you. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Is murders, killings galore, so much gunmen fighting needless war. I can't tell you stay, can't tell you go, cause this still the land we used to know. Homeless, every corner you meet, and they complimented by our dirty streets. Then we wonder why, in our sister isle, why they don't like Trinis to come and spend time. Well, you see, change is much more than paving a whole road, and change is greater than fixing a lamp pole. Change is about the whole nation and how we are portrayed when the party done. Who set the standards in my TNT? I really wish somebody here could tell me. It's just the same thing again and again, like we leaders don't use the brain. So change within our country. Change so the whole world could see. Change for a better future, so we don't have to depend on our next mayor. I say change within the society. Otherwise we have a abandoned factory. But things won't change despite all we do. If change doesn't start with you.
Tell me that boy don't sound like a full-fledged pepper, eh? Tell me, you listen to the words of that song? There are so many good people in this country. We outnumber the trolls. Hey, the troll was just blocked. Don't study them. You all don't get distracted by fools. Satish, reach out to Nazir. Nazir just offered to buy 50 tickets. Great work, Nazir. You have my respect. Thanks a lot. Every single dollar helps. And you could tell. Come and see what we've done with everything. Perfect accounting. The party is here. We literally living on nothing under a media blackout and still have managed to become the best loved and fastest growing political organization in this country's history. The Progressive Empowerment Party is going to sweep through this country like a political tsunami. The Orange Army is assembled and it is time. One people under one flag. Yeah? Check out something.
Tell me what I'm fighting for. What I'm killing for. We don't need no more of that. Tell them wicked people, fire up on them. Fire up on them. Oh Lord, I said this is the end for love. Fire up on them. Fire up on them. Silly boy, you and mother God.
I have to pause. I want to ask Trinidadians to say hello to a gentleman, Mr. Vernon de Lima, who graced us with his presence. A patriot true and somebody that I consider a mentor, Mr. Vernon de Lima. It is a pleasure to have you among our ranks, my friend.
By a beat your chest and smile, say you're a madman. Another young boy fall. You so careless that night. Oh, you're a bad man. Bad man is a man who just defend woman and protect the young ones by any means, Lord. Yeah, you know bad man, boy, now. Yeah, you know bad man. Every bad man that makes his own decisions. You don't need anyone. He only needs God. Yeah, you know bad man, boy, now. Yeah, you know bad man. So, sit down, run on. Tell them I don't need no structure to defend no people from wicked and evil. So, sit down, run on. Be my luck forever. Your food and evil. If you distress my people, then fire go on them. Fire go on them. Well, I know that this is the end for long. Fire go on them. Fire go on them.
stay here whole night, but we have to bring it to an end. They say leave them wanting more. Somebody else tell me you must move like an entertainer. Whip them into a frenzy and leave. It is always a pleasure sitting among you, my brothers and sisters. I look forward to doing this live video live. We are hoping to be opening Pep Cafe in a couple of weeks, and that might be a reality. So you could come and join me as a kind of live studio audience. Anybody who want to come. The reality is we want to build a community of citizens, a family. We want the people to come together. We want to break down all those artificial barriers. You see the race and the religion and all the foolishness and the nonsense that they want to use to divide us. Throw it aside. Let us treat each other with love and respect and harmony. Embrace everybody. Lock arms, lock hands. We're coming together, one people under one flag to save this country until we speak. Tomorrow is the 411. Maybe after the 411 I'll take a look in. I don't know. But until we speak again, stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.